Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a 2022 update of a model launched in its current form in 2018. This is the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter updated for 2022 with a green ceramic bezel insert, dial, and a green rubber strap to match. Now, of course, the original Diver 300 meter bowed in 1993, and from 1995 on rose to fame on the wrist of Pierce Brosnan during his turn as 007, inaugurating the relationship between the Omega Seamaster and James Bond. And while other Seamaster models have been worn since then, the Diver 300 meter has always been the quintessential Bond Seamaster. It was redesigned for 2018, getting a new 42mm case and a new movement series, along with the return of the Omega Wave dial and ceramic dials across the board. And of course, green is very hot right now, so for 2022 we got this forest green. The watch is 42mm in diameter, 13.7mm thick, from lug tip to lug tip, 50mm, and so 42mm by 13.7mm by 50mm by 20mm between the lug. Now we're going to throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and I hope I'm not confusing my millimeters and centimeters here. You can see my wrist is small, but it's not quite that small. I believe you need a wrist of 14 centimeters circumference or larger to wear this. It's comfortable, but it's also broad. As you can see, 50mm across the wrist. I'm having no issues. I've got a little bit of clearance on each side. A 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears this easily. Down to 14, you're going to see that the lugs are pushed all the way out to the edge, and you can really see down the barrel just how much clearance I've got. Happily, though, at 13.7mm thick, this is one of the thinnest Omega Dive watches available. So if you want to fit one underneath the cuff, this will be the one. Taking a quick look at the strap, you can see it features a combination of striations to break up the expanse. It's all a combination of matte and sort of a brushed striated satin. Of course, this is not brushed, this is all molded in, but you can see it is differential. On the underside, we have that Omega Wave again. You'll also find it on the dial. And we have a simple polished and satinated pin buckle in steel to match the case. Lyre style lugs, we know them well, and we have on Seamasters and Speedmasters since the early 60s. We have beveled lugs, inboard and outboard, with the inner bevels satinated and the outboard ones polished. We have a conical helium escape valve. New on this generation, we have the conical profile, but also the ability to open the valve while you're still submerged with no hazard to the watch. If you are a saturation diver and helium may intrude into your watch, make sure this is open, and when the internal pressure exceeds external by 2 to 3 bar, the helium will leach out through this valve, preserving your crystals and your seals. The watch is otherwise 300 meters water resistant. As you can hear, 120 click bezel. The knurling's a little shallow, and it always has been on the Diver 300 meter, so I always recommend setting these before your hands are wet, that is before the dive. But I will say, this is the chunkiest and most precise bezel action I've encountered yet on a Diver 300 meter. They really nailed it with this generation of the watch. It now feels premium. And with 120 clicks rather than the dive watch standard 60, you're going to be able to line up that little index with the minute hand more easily. Now with the ceramic insert, which is filled with cold enamel, we have a lot of scratch resistance. So you have that ceramic bezel insert and the crystal actin sort of as a heat shield for the rest of the watch. I'll do a quick lume shot so you can get a good sense of this watch in the dark. And luminescent pearl with differential lume, green for the minute hand, green for the pearl, so you can readily read them relative to each other in the dark. Now, I need to fire this watch up and get it ticking again. I apologize for not doing that. But you can see that all three hands on the watch are lumed, so you do know whether it's running in the dark. I often prefer a dive bezel over a chronograph because I find it just more intuitive to read. It also doesn't have the big downstream service costs that come with a chrono. In good taste, Omega made the bezel and the dial and the disc for the date all the same color, forest green. From 2012 to 2017, Omega inexplicably went away from the wave dial design that became famous in the 90s. They righted the wrong in 2018 using laser ablation to create the wave that you see here on a dial of zirconium oxide. You can just barely see the zirconium oxide chemical formula underneath the cannon pinion. Let me move the hands away and you can see that with greater ease. There you go, right there, zirconium oxide. Oftentimes on Omega dials, there will be a little chemical symbol or a hallmark letting you know what the dial's made of. The nice thing about the ceramic dial is that it has the glossy, gleaming, almost wet appearance of enamel with the durability of enamel, but it doesn't have the fragility and cost of enamel. We've got the so-called bond style, skeletonized hands for the hours and minutes, and then applied indices, a big upgrade from the watches Pierce wore back in the 90s when the dials would have been printed. We have a hacking seconds function. So if I wish, I can set my watch precisely to the second against a reference time. I also have a quick set for the date, which can rapidly be cycled if need be. Also important, this 300-meter water-resistant watch is highly anti-magnetic. You see it on the dial, master chronometer. What does it mean? It means that the watch has been through a 6-position test of chronometry as a fully cased-up watch, exceeding the COSC chronometry standards, but also it's been tested for water resistance, shock resistance, magnetic resistance, winding efficiency, and power reserve. Master chronometer is a full test of the entire watch developed by Omega in conjunction with the Swiss Federal Office of Metrology, and it's not the fox guarding the henhouse. Other brands can get their watches certified master chronometer, and Tudor has begun to do that. It is a higher chronometer standard. Bidirectional automatic winding, 55-hour power reserve. This is the caliber 8800, which has a single mainspring barrel, a 55-hour power reserve here. The 55 as opposed to the 60 on the twin barrels. Now, one thing you have here that you don't have on the twin barrel is a traditional quick set, so that is present and correct. 35 pivot joules, a beat rate of 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is the Swatch group-wide rate for watches with silicon hairsprings. And this watch does have a silicon hairspring, anti-magnetic along with the balance staff, and escapement. It has a tri-level coaxial escapement, which is tangential contact friction rather than sliding friction. It's a double impulse, direct and indirect, is developed by George Daniels in the 70s and implemented by Omega in the late 90s through the 2000s. Today, really perfected, improving chronometry, power reserve, reducing maintenance requirements. So there's a lot to love in this watch. Reach out, if you love this watch, to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.